You know that feeling when you're facing something huge, maybe a bit overwhelming?
Huh.
Now imagine standing before just a colossal wave. I mean, pure power, chaos, but instead of fear, there's this, almost unsettling inner calm,
Yeah,
a graceful poise right in the middle of all that fury. It's quite a paradox, isn't it?
it really is.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into the life of a true legend, Gerry Lopez, often known simply as Mr. Pipeline.
Yeah, and our mission today, it's really to go, far beyond the incredible surfing feats that made him famous, though we'll definitely talk about those.
Of course.
We want to explore how Gerry Lopez's journey, well, it transcended mere sport. It became a kind of living philosophy.
Hmm.
We'll try to uncover how he managed to blend this, like fierce determination with a profound inner peace. And maybe most importantly, what that can teach you about navigating the challenging waves in your own life.
Exactly. This deep dive we've pulled from a really rich collection of sources. We've got details on his biography, his philosophical insights, his, amazing global adventures.
It's quite a story.
It really is. So let's unpack this.
Okay, so Gerry Lopez. He was born November 7, 1948, right there in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And he was truly a child of the ocean. I mean, grew up completely immersed in that vibrant surf culture of East Honolulu, always at spots like Aina, Metro Honolulu.
Right. And Ala Moana Bowls, wasn't that his main spot?
That was his absolute favorite, a hollow, powerful reef break. And that's where he meticulously honed what became his signature style.
That cool and casual style.
Exactly. And his incredible tube riding. I mean, he was just a natural talent from the get-go. Won the Hawaii State Championship at just 14 years old.
Wow, 14.
Yeah, a pretty early sign of his extraordinary skill. And he credits Paul Strauch, who he still calls the most stylish surfer ever, for really shaping his fluid, almost effortless approach to riding waves.
So styles influence styles even then.
Oh, absolutely. But then, as the 1960s were ending, a new challenge kind of called to him.
The North Shore.
Oahu's infamous North Shore, yeah. He was drawn by the sheer power, the allure of its colossal waves. He spent time just observing legends like Butch Van Aertsdale.
Just watching and learning first.
Right. But even for Gerry, those first encounters with Pipeline, they were incredibly humbling.
Really? Mr. Pipeline himself.
Yeah, he vividly recalled not making the drop on his first day back in 1963.
Wow. It really is incredible, isn't it, to imagine Mr. Pipeline struggling like that at the start. What do you think those early humbling experiences taught him? How might that have shaped his whole philosophy later?
Oh, I think they were absolutely foundational. They instilled this deep respect for the ocean's power, right?
Yeah.
A humility that became really central to his whole approach.
Yeah.
He didn't just, pack it in. He dedicated years to painstakingly learning Pipeline's really intricate dynamics, getting comfortable in those challenging heavy left barrels.
And his rise, it wasn't just about skill, was it? It lined up with changes in surfboard design.
Exactly. His ascent to dominance coincided perfectly with this pivotal era in surfboard design. And Lopez himself, he started shaping boards in 1968,
Okay.
driven by this acute need for equipment
Mm.
that could actually handle Pipeline's power.
That's fascinating. So he wasn't just adapting to the waves, he was kind of re-engineering the tools for the waves.
Mhm.
Tell us about these boards. What made them revolutionary?
Well, his down-railed surfboards with a tucked under edge,
Hmm.
they were truly groundbreaking.
Down-railed. What does that mean, practically?
So think of the edge of the board, the rail. It was shaped differently, sharper, tucked under. It allowed the board to really bite into the wave face,
Okay.
which let him ride higher and tighter in the curl, basically, deeper inside the tube than pretty much anyone before.
Right.
This literally kick-started a wave of performance surfing at Pite, and Lopez was leading the charge.
Makes sense.
He quickly became known as the best tuber rider in the world, cemented his legend by winning the Pipeline Masters back-to-back 72 and 73. I mean, his command was so total, the competition was basically pseudo-named the Gerry Lopez Pipeline Masters for
Yeah.
years.
That's dominance.
Totally. And he earned those nicknames, Mr. Pipeline, the Pipeline Firewalker. They stuck.
So Lopez wasn't just riding the perfect wave, he was actually creating the tools to ride them. But what really set him apart, it wasn't just the technical skill or the board design, right? It was how he rode.
That calm.
Yeah, that almost unsettling calm that seemed to go beyond just skill. This is where the philosophy really comes in, isn't it?
Absolutely. And his connection, it went deep into the craft itself, board shaping. In 1970, he co-founded Lightning Bolt surfboards with Jack Shipley in Hawaii.
Lightning bolt, iconic, that logo.
Instantly recognizable, right? That simple jag. Lightning Bolt just became synonymous with high-performance shortboards. It was a global symbol of surfing excellence.
And his designs.
Technical genius, those down-railed edges we talked about, the refined curve, the foil, the rocker.
Yeah.
It all led to boards celebrated for maneuverability and speed.
Which you absolutely needed for Pipeline's tubes.
Essential. And his focus always on simplicity and functionality, that's still a guiding principle for shapers today.
You still see it, right? In modern Gerry Lopez boards, the lightweight foam, the stringers.
Yeah, the EPS foam, wooden stringers, 100% waterproof, and those classic models like the Pocket Rocket,
Yeah.
they still hold up.
And Lightning Bolt, they were kind of marketing pioneers too, sponsoring riders.
Yeah, they were the first brand to really sponsor team riders with free boards.
Yeah.
Which, generated endless exposure in surf mags, made those Bolt boards the boards to have.
Smart move.
Very. But maybe what shocked the surf community the most, going back to his style, was that cool and casual approach. His zen and casual manner surfing pipeline.
He looks so still.
Remarkably still, at incredible speeds inside the barrel. And that was a conscious effort. He cultivated it.
He actually said, didn't he, what does meditation have to do with surfing? It actually has everything to do with surfing.
Exactly. That's a powerful claim.
Everything to do with surfing. Can you unpack that? Like, how does that meditative state actually work when you're in one of the world's most dangerous waves? What's the practical side of that calm in all that chaos?
It's about total focus,
Yeah.
pure presence. He explains that to surf really challenging conditions, you absolutely have to enter a totally focused, pretty much meditative state.
No room for distraction.
None. If your mind wanders, thinking about lunch or whatever,
Yeah.
you're off the board instantly.
Huh. Right.
He notes that riding a wave lets you reach this higher state of mind, something he compares to what yogis or Zen monks might take hours to achieve through sitting meditation.
But almost instantaneously on a wave.
Almost instantaneously. It's like a shortcut to that flow state, right? That intense focus where you lose track of time, feel completely immersed,
Yeah.
leading to what he calls oneness with the universe, a loss of a sense of time, greater integration between the mind and body.
That's a profound connection. So it's not just physical skill, it's this deep mental engagement with the present moment.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
And he really embodies this when he talks about surfing in Indonesia later on. He describes paddling out as vinyasa.
Like in yoga, that flowing movement.
Exactly, that flowing connected movement. Catching a wave becomes deep meditation, and then paddling back out is more vinyasa. It emphasizes continuous, mindful intention.
Wow. It's a whole cycle.
It really is an embodied practice for him. And this duality, the calm and the fierce action, it's perfectly captured in his documentary, The Yin and Yang of Gerry Lopez.
Right. The title says it all.
It does. It highlights him as this Zen Buddhist on land who built his early career on aggressive surfing. That tension, that balance.
So the path to Lopez's Zen, it wasn't just forged in Pipeline's heavy water. Where else did he cultivate this inner current?
A lot of it came from the quiet discipline of yoga. He discovered it while he was at the University of Hawaii. And he's actually pretty funny about it. His initial motivation was simply to meet girls. Very relatable. But what started, with one goal, unexpectedly led him down this path of pretty profound self-discovery. A lifelong journey towards enlightenment, as he puts it.
And he saw the connection to surfing early on.
Right away. He felt this strong, undeniable link between the principles of yoga, the control, the balance, the breath, and the art of surfing. He believed achieving that smoothness and control in yoga poses would directly translate, make him a better surfer.
He mentioned specific books, right? Like Swami Vishnudevananda's book.
Yes, the complete illustrated book of yoga. And he really dove deep into concepts like yin and yang from Yogananda's autobiography of a yogi. He says that understanding was crucial to mastering pipeline.
How did that yin-yang idea specifically translate to, a giant barreling wave?
It's all about balance. Think about the fierce, aggressive yang energy of a massive pipeline wave.
Right. Pure power.
And then the yin of his incredible stillness and calm within that power. He wasn't fighting the wave. He was finding harmony with it.
Moving with it, not against it.
Exactly. A calm mind leads to happiness, he says. Yoga helps cultivate that calmness, allowing you to swing into intense activity, like dropping into a heavy wave and then gracefully return to stillness, like a pendulum, is how he describes it.
That's a great image.
And practically, yoga gave him discipline, flexibility, helped heal injuries. He constantly emphasizes still mind and breath for effective surfing.
Which maybe for us, not surfing pipeline could mean finding stillness in a crazy workday or balancing intense focus with calm reflection.
Absolutely. It's the same principle, finding that balance point.
And his wisdom, it seems like it really broadened beyond just surfing technique. He talked about his own past behavior, didn't he? Like stealing waves.
Yeah, he reflected on that pretty candidly, called his past stealing waves behavior low. And he noted this interesting balance that his disharmonious behavior with other surfers was balanced by his attempt to be in total harmony with the waves.
Huh. An interesting self-awareness there. What else did he emphasize?
Oh, consistently, it's mindful awareness and being present. He often says, this moment is all there is. The past and the future only exist in this moment.
Deep.
Yeah. And he frequently mentions that Dalai Lama observation, about humans sacrificing health for money than money for health, always too anxious about the future to enjoy the present.
Right, I've heard that.
Lopez's counter message is simple. Life is for living. And he really embodied that by finding profound meaning right in the present moment of riding the wave. Not just the outcome or the glory. It's about being fully immersed in the process.
He really uses wave riding as a powerful metaphor for life itself, doesn't he?
He absolutely does. He'll say waves are hard to ride, but through that difficulty, facing that challenge, you could discover something extremely profound.
And life has its own waves.
Exactly. He describes the waves of life as difficult and dangerous. He talks about outside sets of doubt, shallow reefs of guilt, close-out sections of fear. It's quite poetic, actually.
Well,
In 2008, he wrote, "Surf is where you find it," which is full of these pearls of wisdom. Things like never take the first wave of the set.
implying patience, maybe, observation.
Yeah, patience, observation, not rushing in. He's really seen as a kind of guru of surf culture.
So his journey just keeps evolving.
Yeah.
And his influence clearly spread far beyond Hawaii. Where did he go next? What happened after the main pipeline years?
Well, since the early 1990s, he actually relocated from Hawaii to Bend, Oregon, with his family.
Oregon, big change from Hawaii.
Huge change. And he took up snowboarding. And interestingly, applied his shaping talents to snowboards, too.
No way.
Yeah, showing that those principles of flow he mastered in surfing, they're pretty universal, applicable to snow as well.
That makes sense.
And of course, you see his impact everywhere. Numerous surfing documentaries, classics like Five Summer Stories, Step into Liquid, Riding Giants. His life story is the focus of that great 2022 documentary, The Yin and Yang of Gerry Lopez.
Right, we mentioned that one.
And he even did some acting. Films like Big Wednesday and famously Conan the Barbarian.
Conan, I remember that. He played Subutai, right?
That's the one.
He's also become a big voice for other things like environmentalism with Patagonia.
Yeah, a prominent ambassador for Patagonia. Really advocates for environmental protection, especially for the Hawaiian reefs and coastlines he knows so well. And he speaks a lot about mindfulness.
And what about his global resonance, particularly in Asia, you mentioned, Japan?
Yes, that's fascinating. His mixed heritage, Hawaiian, Japanese, German, Spanish, it gave him this profound, almost primal resonance in Japan.
Interesting.
He even talks about childhood memories, finding those Japanese glass floats washed up on Hawaiian beaches, feeling like it hinted at some kind of ancestral pull.
Wow.
And for his role in Conan, he actually trained with the Japanese master Yamazaki-san in karate and aido, traditional sword fighting,
Aido.
which he said deeply enhanced his appreciation for that mind-body integration that embodied mastery.
And this connection carried over into snowboarding, too, in Japan.
Absolutely. He had these deep discussions with Japanese snow surf masters and shapers, like Taro Tamai of Gentum Stick.
Gentum Stick, yeah, beautiful boards.
Incredible. They talked about harmony with nature, timeless designs, this really humble, romantic, and soulful approach to riding boards, whether on snow or water.
Yes, a shared philosophy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And his influence extended to Japanese craftsmanship directly through Yoshinori Ueda, or YU, a really prominent shaper who learned under Lopez and actually oversaw Lightning Bolt's Japanese production back in the day.
Wow, it's all connected.
A true cross-cultural exchange of wisdom, yeah.
So from Japan, his influence also spread significantly to Indonesia, right? A place that seems incredibly special to him.
Oh, profoundly special. In the early 70s, around 1974, he found himself in Bali. He'd seen this photo of another surfer, Wayne Lynch, there.
Okay.
And the name Uluwatu, he said it resonated with him like a mantra. He felt destined to go.
Just drawn there.
Completely drawn. He journeyed to Uluwatu's legendary cave. and found what he described as the perfect wave. 6 distinct breaks wrapping around the reef,
Paradise.
pretty much. And then he spent considerable time pioneering other spots, legendary places like Gilan Groningen over in East Java,
Yeah.
reveling in these untouched, perfectly empty waves.
G-Land. That sounds like another major experience for him, maybe like Pipeline was.
His 1977 trip there, yeah, it sounds like it was truly transformative, a real pilgrimage.
How so?
It demanded total presence. The reef there is razor-sharp coral, incredibly dangerous, an unforgiving teacher, as he called it.
Intense feedback.
The most intense. And he had this profound breakthrough moment there, while shaping maybe, or just contemplating. He realized, the wood isn't resisting me, I was resisting it.
Ah, that's huge.
A critical shift, right? From fighting the conditions, fighting the material, to flowing with them. Total acceptance.
And he learned from the local Balinese surfers, too.
Immensely. He talks about learning from a surfer named Wyan, who taught him about Gai.
Gaia. What's that?
It's this profound Balinese principle of selfless service, contributing to the community, to the temple, without expecting anything back, just giving. And Wayan's parting wisdom to Lopez was powerful. He said, "Ocean give you gift. Now you must give gift back. Share what you learn, but share with respect."
Wow. Pass it on.
Exactly. Pay it forward, but with respect.
And the discovery of G-Land itself, that's a whole story too, isn't it? Before Lopez even got there.
Yeah, it's a classic surf exploration tale. Bob Laverty spotted it first from an airplane in 1972, sketched it on a cocktail napkin, apparently.
Amazing.
Then he undertook this insane jungle trek with Bill Boyum in '73 to actually find it on the ground. Lopez joined their sort of camp or expedition in '74. Really pioneering stuff.
Incredible spirit of adventure back then.
Truly. And Lopez's influence, really extends far beyond just winning contests. It permeates technique, board design that focus on simplicity and functionality, and the whole philosophical approach to riding waves.
Surf schools today trying to bring out your inner Gerry Lopez.
Exactly. And his Lopez rules, they offer this enduring wisdom. Things like surf to surf tomorrow, never surf like there's no tomorrow.
Pacing yourself, respecting the ocean.
And longevity. Also, pace yourself, don't talk in the lineup, which is classic surf etiquette and that powerful metaphor. Keep paddling. Just keep moving forward.
His life really presents this holistic view, doesn't it? Surfing as a lifestyle, deeply intertwined with yoga, the exercise, breathing, relaxation, diet, positive thinking.
The whole package. And he's still out there. He continues to surf, shape boards, share his wisdom, still incredibly active and deeply respected.
Dizzy.
So what does this all mean for us? I mean, Gerry Lopez, he really epitomizes this harmonious fusion, doesn't he? Surfing mastery, entrepreneurial innovation, Zen philosophy, it all comes together.
Yeah.
His life reveals that true mastery often comes from weaving together these diverse threads. Aggression and calm, athleticism and spirituality, innovation and tradition into this single powerful tapestry.
And his story, it really isn't just for surfers, is it? It feels like a potent reminder that the deepest connections, maybe the deepest understanding, it's often found where the physical meets the spiritual.
Yeah.
Where that raw power, like a wave, is tempered by profound presence. His teachings, they encourage you, us, everyone, to just keep paddling through life's waves, finding wisdom and peace in every moment, even the really challenging ones.
Which leads to a thought, maybe for you listening. Consider some seemingly chaotic or challenging aspect of your own life right now. Could be a difficult project, a personal obstacle, anything. What if, just what if, like Gerry Lopez facing a monstrous pipeline barrel, you approached it not with aggression, not trying to fight it, but with a cultivated stillness, a willingness to simply be in the moment, allowing for an effortless dance rather than a struggle?
Yeah.
What new possibilities might open up when you stop resisting and just start flowing?